Hello, everybody. Welcome to our very stressful conclusion. Well, I mean, yeah, this is basically the conclusion of our story. We will have a wrap-up episode next week, a Christmas episode the week after. But for those
a break to plan season 2, and then a break to plan season 2,
and then a break to plan season 2. So this a lot is writing on this.
Let's hope we don't all die.
Let's hope.
All of us are gonna die. I mean, one
we
of
all
us
have backup
we've some of us have died many times.
Apparently, all of us have died several times. Well, it depends on what your theory of like self-continuation is, because technically, we probably actually haven't died.
Did each of them individually have a soul, or it's
I
weird philosophy questions.
On Sunday about this with some friends. I was like, they're like, no, it has to be the same body. And I'm like, but what if it's a new brain in your body?
It's Star Trek transporter issues, yeah.
Upload, if anybody has seen that. All sorts of issues. I'll give the writing like a B-, and the story in general like a C+. But the overall concept is cool.
That was how I felt about the movie Transcendence back in the day. It's like 10 years old now, but I don't know why I thought of that. Tech brain things. Anyway, I'm off track because I'm nervous about the game that we're about to play.
DM, would you like to give everybody a little recap?
Yeah, so the world is broken and the bad guys are playing their end game. A hole has been torn beyond our reality to God knows where. And the king beyond, the nameless king, has come to collect. He's come to collect what's left of the Shattered King. He's come to collect what's left of Thomas, and he's come to collect what's left of the shard that is being used as a plague vector for a horrible supernatural plague that Dark Wizard Jason Grayson has developed in an effort to basically re-engineer the cosmology as we know it. Our world will likely not survive his wrath, and the only thing that stands in between these people trying to advance their goals is our heroes. This is the end game, and there's really plenty of situations where everybody can get what they want, and the world ends and everybody dies. So we'll see what happens.
So don't mess up. That's it. Don't mess up.
It's like no pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. I come equipped with an aviation and just copious notes, and we will see what kind of, I won't say conclusion because we've got next week, but we'll see what kind of climax our heroes can't effectuate for season 1. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Probably not.
No, let's go.
I mean, as much as we can be.
The ride on the back of a dragon made pretty much with pure will and thought and intention that has now manifested how Jason kept his notes, which was as sort of psychic data packets that he stored in his favorite recurring experiments, our heroes. You are making your way back to the rift, to the pillar of light piercing the sky that you now know is something akin to the finger of a god trying to wrench its way into our world from wherever it comes from, to take back what is his and to punish those that hurt it. You know that he sees you like ants, but these ants have bitten him and it hurts. And he is inclined to do something about the whole anthill right now, unless you can stop him.
Okay, we haven't bitten him, in fairness. We haven't done anything to him. We actually opened the door for him. It was just Jason who bit him.
Yeah, a distinction you are absolutely welcome to try to make to him if you can get to him.
We probably shouldn't bring up that we were aiding Jason, although we were under his mind control when we did that.
We should not bring that up. We should not bring that up at all.
Yeah, it would be my preference.
Sometimes honesty is the best policy, and full disclosure delivers trust.
Yeah, I don't think that's today, though. I don't think that.
What do we say to honesty?
Maybe the keeper
Not
is giving us
today.
a hint. I don't know.
I love this. This is great. This is a great dynamic I've fostered.
Is that helpful or is that not helpful? Which one is it? Is it not?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you what's helpful or
Blink
not.
twice if you're helping us.
I have meticulously planned for this
Mm.
and probably over planned for this, as a matter of fact, and made
We're
too
just gonna
complicated.
We're gonna have to figure out how to do that. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be like, it's all on fire. You'd be like, what?
So, all that to say, as you ride on the back of this dragon that should not be, on your way to a confrontation with an absolute batshit crazy genius wizard who you have routinely failed to persuade to your point of view.
Or murder.
Yep.
We've also tried murder.
You're also hoping that you've got backup coming in the form of the exact being that Jason wants to use to infect and kill these cosmic forces. So a lot of plates in the air, a lot of eggs being juggled. And this is sort of your last chance to prepare, plan, make your peace with each other. I will give you 5 to 10 minutes to undertake what you want to undertake and to say to each other what you want to say to each other. And then the dragon will arrive and this will begin.
Okay. That's the thing tactically first. Is there
Michael's
anything
asleep.
else?
Well, he was asleep. For a minute.
Yeah.
100% woken up.
Did he tell us any of his dream last time?
We'll start over for people who weren't there.
Yeah. It's up to him.
I was able to make contact with the Nameless King. Good news is he might not immediately kill us. Bad news is he's still leaning that way. Wants to wipe out all of humanity because he sees us as wouldn't want to say threat, but a
Irritation.
significant annoyance, a significant one that has wronged him. He feels wronged, which he has been, and he's thinks that if Jason can do it, another human can come along and do it.
Has
And
he
I
met
warned him.
Jason?
What's that?
Has he met Jason?
He knows Jason's responsible. He has power beyond our understanding, so I'm sure he's watched Jason and or is some way aware of him. He's also, I told him about the plague carrier because that's not just going to kill him; it could kill countless billions of beings we don't even know about, and that just seems wrong to me.
And he said,
I just warned him of it, told him what the possibility was, and he did seem to have some sort of, I don't want to say gratitude, but at least acknowledgement that I was helpful. And
okay.
in our dealings with him, with our dealings with the sliver of him that was drawn through our world, he seemed to have some sort of sense of fairness. So I'm seeing a path forward, not an easy one, but there's a possibility he might not come through and kill everything.
Can we just ask him to kill Jason?
That's going to happen no matter what, I think. I don't think we should kill Jason if that is even possible for us to do. I think we should leave Jason to him. I think that would, if I were him, I'd want Jason alive.
Did he give any reason why he doesn't intend to just murder everybody? I mean, I'm grateful, but like,
I talked to him and it seems like he's entertaining the possibility of not murder. I'm not saying he's on board, but I told him that we're trying to help him. He does have some sort of sense of fairness, and although he doesn't really consider us people in the sense that he's a being beyond our understanding, we are so insignificant to him. If you had a red anthill outside your house and it bit one of your kids, you'd probably destroy the whole anthill. And to him, we're not much more than ants. We are sentient.
okay.
Maybe your connection with that part of him, I don't know.
Maybe he'll let
Roses?
us talk to him.
If you want to try, I don't know. I can fall asleep just about anywhere. It's being in the military. I picked that up, but
That is impressive because you did just fall asleep on the back of a dragon flying into the apocalypse. So
I've fallen asleep on helicopters on our way into a combat zone. So
This is quieter than that. Something said for
it's
it.
safer, much safer.
Yeah.
CH-46s, they're scary.
Edith, you were
This,
saying something?
Well, I don't think that my old body is exactly ergonomic.
Do you want to try to talk to him, Rose?
I'm not against it. I mean, anything to help at this point. I feel like we're kind of running straight into the lion's den, and I'm not really sure what our plan is. So if talking to him first is smart, let's do it.
You are
We
the
got-
one with a positive connection. If I go in there, I'm going to try to punch him in the face.
Right.
Yeah, you
so
probably should let somebody else do the talking.
I could start with talking, and if it goes terrible, then we go for punching in the face.
I don't know how many vulnerable spots he has to punch, quite honestly.
Since when have I punched vulnerable spots? Rory, really?
I mean, other than my pride, fair.
I just think if there's any part of him that can even remotely relate to our Thomas, we've got a shot at talking to it.
I think we need to try and make him relate, period.
Go for it. It is literally the only thing we've got.
Okay.
But don't make any crazy deals with him.
I wouldn't know how
Oh, he does respect those, though.
Make a good deal, but don't let him manipulate you into giving away yourself.
Right. Absolutely. They're not looking to do anything crazy.
For real. He's the one who took my sister. You don't want him to take you.
Super don't want that. So we'll make it work. Do we have a plan for if he says, Rose, get the hell out of here?
Wake up.
Okay.
That's a plan.
I think we've all been to his realm enough. We kind of understand how it works. I was able to come back.
And
Oh,
remember,
I would-
you're not powerless there. You can make it what you imagine.
Definitely.
Not exactly.
What?
It's darker. When I was there, the cabin was on fire. I couldn't put it out. I was able to summon things, but he's in a bad place. He's very angry right now. You'll see when you get there.
Boy,
Well,
he's about to
nothing
be
is
overrun
not
by ants. Sounds bloody terrible.
I didn't so much mean in the dream. I meant if he says, I don't want to talk, what's our plan?
I go punch him in the face.
Boy, or at least, give him the best target. And then, worst comes to worst, our reality being destroyed and all the other realities being destroyed is the worst case scenario. If it gets limited to just ours, that's a step up.
Okay.
There's also the possibility that we make a deal with something else coming through. We don't know what else is coming through. Maybe there's something else that could. I don't know. Let's have you try talking to him first. See if we can make more headway that way.
Okay.
Rose, is there anything that I can do? You know my incantations nearly as well as I do at this point. What would actually help you?
I mean, I won't say no to any kind of magical help, Rory. I'm still new at this. But maybe
Wait.
just stay close in case stuff feels like it's going bad. I don't really know how I would send up a help signal because I'll hypothetically be asleep, but
Maybe we can do one thing.
okay.
Maybe we can. We've had the opportunity to observe your bond with Tom a few times. I've got a bit of a read on it. We managed to follow it like a thread before. Maybe we could get something like that. Connect myself or one of us to you a little bit. So if it gets tense, you can give it a tug.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Tom and I didn't even know each other when it happened, so surely we could do that with somebody I do know.
Well, don't claim to know you half as well as he did, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I would like to jury rig a light magical bond.
Okay, you can roll for it.
Psychic tether.
An empathy
4,
bond.
5, 6, 7. That is a total of 10.
Okay. Describe how it happens. You can make it happen.
Okay. I am. If it is strong enough, I am trying to like weave together threads of our mutual experiences, in a sort of rope. But I am trying to let the threads fan out at this end and give it to the other three of us, if that is possible.
Yeah, you can do it that way.
Okay. Just like what we would know Rose is capable of feeling, what we know Rose is capable of doing. We can have some sort of a link to those experiences that our friendship and time with her allows us to get a basic read on how she's doing.
Do it.
All right. Well, I don't know if it'll hold up to scrutiny or nothing, but I think we'll know if you're screaming for help.
Thanks. And she just kind of hugs Rory, and then she'll sit down and try to fall asleep on the back of a dragon flying into the apocalypse.
Rory, I don't suppose you have a sleep spell, do you?
Sure. I try to do that. Okay, good time to roll. Maximum power of 15.
Great. Cool.
Oh,
I
yeah.
try to make it a nice sleep.
Aw,
Yep.
Rose is going to bed.
Boop.
You can cast a sleep spell, and
Okay.
asleep she goes. And Rose, the dreamscape is initially how you remember it, just foggy, grassy, and whatnot. But it seems like almost the moment you set foot in it, it's ripped apart and dissolved away, as if your presence is anathema to it. Gone is the cabin, gone is the rolling grass hills, gone is the babbling brook, and instead you just find yourself again standing in knee-deep fog in what feels like absolute nowhere. But unlike the last times you've been here, where it's all gray, dreary, opaqueness as far as the eye can see, this time there is very clearly a night sky, and it is saturated with stars and nebula and galaxies beyond counting. You don't recognize any of them, but it is breathtakingly beautiful. And you're alone.
She kind of look for a few minutes, and then call out, "Hey, I don't know what to call you, but I'm here to talk.
You feel attention turn to you, and then it crushes down like a weight for a fraction of a second. It hits you so hard you're afraid that it'll pancake you or make your head explode. But then the pressure abates literally as fast as it comes, and you don't feel it anymore. But suddenly you hear footsteps, like dress shoes walking on hardwood. And out of the fog coalesces and materializes a figure. It observes you, quirks its head a few times, and you feel almost a weird psychic probing. Like your thoughts, your life, your history are an open book, and you can feel something file through it. It does not ask for permission, and it's not explicitly gentle. But the more it looks, the more this weird, dark form, all jagged edges and points, smooths out, rounds out, takes shape. And then he's Thomas on the island. His eyes are pitch black. His skin is so pale white, it appears to be more stone than flesh. His hair is shock white. And his skin is crisscrossed with cracks as if it were itself a mirror. Flakes of him being pulled off, chips of him being pulled off and coming together. And right in the center of his chest is a hole about the size of a Rubik's Cube or so, all jagged edges like a piece taken out of a stained glass work of art. And it is billowing forth some sort of dark substance into the ether. And he stares at you and quirks his head. The one who fights.
I guess that would be the first time somebody described me like that. Hi.
I have memory of you in and around this place. You don't accept the answer no. You don't accept defeat. What else would I call that but fighting?
You could call it Rose. It's my name.
Rose.
What should I call you?
I have no name in every name. I have names as ancient as creation itself and names as new as the language you speak. I have names that mean and names that do not mean. I have many names. New ones of late. You have a name for me, don't you?
Part of you, at least. You used to go by Tom.
There are no parts. There is me. There is me as I am, and there is me that was stolen from me.
It's fair. That probably hurt a lot.
Agony is endurable, but the indignity of a mortal stripping from me that which I am is unbearable.
He's awful. You won't get an argument.
He is at an end. This is all going to end.
It's kind of what I'm here to talk to you about. I don't
Talk.
suppose there's a way to convince you not to end it all.
The one who fights tries once again to negotiate. What do you think is going to happen here, Rose?
I mean, in a perfect world, Jason would be gone and our world would still exist.
That's not up to me.
Who's it up to then?
Your fate was sealed when he stole from me myself. I don't belong there, Rose. My presence there will unmake it as surely as a dream is unmade at the waking. But I will not abandon myself to the clutches of your mortality, your finite and broken universe. I will retrieve what has been stolen from me. Your creation will not survive the effort, but it is not my fault. I did not pick this fight.
No, I don't think any of us did. I understand that it's not only cruel but unfair what was done to you. And I can't begin to say that I can fully comprehend it. But
You can
Jason,
comprehend it.
what?
You comprehend it. You comprehend it just fine. Is there not a piece of you missing?
Yeah, pretty big one right now. But
And what would you do to get it back?
I promised Edith I wouldn't make deals.
I'm not offering one. I'm asking a question. What would you do to get it back?
Too many things. Probably
Then
make
you
the exact
see,
kind of deals Edith wouldn't want me to make.
then you see the inevitability of what is about to transpire. You are at an end, as is your world. I cannot avoid it any more than I can prevent the suns of the cosmos from rising and setting. But I will not go through the rest of my existence incomplete. If it makes you feel comfort, you will live on in my dreams.
That's sweet. But people, I know you don't care for humanity much, but people tend to live on without pieces of themselves every day.
What
I know
is
that if the world lived on, I would have to live on with my piece missing.
is
And
that is that your existence? You wake up, you live such a short blink of an eye, and your existence is just shedding pieces of yourself and suffering until it's over.
no,
Depressing.
because as much as that piece hurts to be missing, I still had it at one time. The memories of Tom and I, though very brief, are brilliant. And looking at them, it's enough for now.
He was more him than me, wasn't he?
I guess.
He died.
Yeah.
He died trying to save you.
It's what he was always doing.
The boy walked to his doom trying to save you. What interesting creatures you are. What interesting little lives you lead. You spend so much of them in my realm, but you understand nothing but that which is around you. You're so small, so myopic, so blind, and yet somehow you ascribe meaning to your existence, finite, useless though they may be. I admire that. I admire the fight. But I will not abandon myself to your world. I will not abandon yourself to the one who maimed me. It will not happen.
There's no way you can get back what's yours and just leave what's left.
I come to your world to do no damage, Rose, but damage will be done whether I intend it or not. But I will not leave. I will not surrender. I will not turn my back on my vengeance, because some forces in creation are larger and more eternal than that which you represent. There are bonfires, Rose, suns and stars, novas as bright as you can imagine, with the force to make and unmake reality on a whim, and you are but candles. I admire your beauty. I admire your flame. I acknowledge the heat you produce and the impact you make. But your time was always temporary.
All I'm
And it makes
asking,
no difference.
really, all I'm asking is that you try your damnedest not to let the flame go out on your way out.
I do not owe you effort, Rose.
You don't owe me anything, nor do you owe Edith anything, or Mike, or anyone on this planet anything. But I'm asking a favor, and I'm not sure how I would ever pay it back to you. But
Part of me charity once. That part is gone, taken from me. Every part in me that you would consider good, that you would consider human, has been removed from me by a human. And now you seek for me to reach into this abyss and summon mercy.
I don't have any way to bargain with you. I'm just asking you to think about, I guess, how much we tried to take care of the piece of you. The
He
bit that
does
you're
it.
trying to recover, we tried everything we could to keep him safe.
He broke your world. His existence there broke your world. Do you not understand?
I get
What?
it. I do. That Thomas being here was a problem. It's not going to make me miss him less.
The one who devours comes. I must meet him at the gates and prevent him from crossing over. I cannot let the disease he carries enter the cosmos at large. I must make my stand here. I am glad to have met you, Rose, though meet you I did not. But I lived a year of your life with you somewhere, in some fleeting dream. And even in my present state, I know enough to acknowledge that as a gift. I am sorry for what is about to happen to your world and to those you love. But there are greater stakes at play here than your candle flame, and I will do what I must.
And we will too.
I will see you soon, I trust. Not in dreams, but in truth.
Good luck.
I am luck. I am fate. I am life, and I am death. I am chance, and I am certainty. And what I will it, should I will it, will come to pass. Go home.
All right. And she will.
He snapped. He just sort of pushes you off, and you wake up with a start.
Who's it? You doing all right back there?
Are you okay?
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be very helpful.
Oh. Then all right then.
Talked a lot, and most of it came down to he was going to do what he had to do, and that we probably wouldn't survive it.
Right, well, then, in that case, plan A. We have our bloody plague man knock the arsehole through the hole and hope that he can take his vengeance on some place that's not here.
I don't know. He seems pretty adamant to not let the last piece in.
No, he's talking about having the plague carrier throw Jason through the hole. We're
Right, that
still
one.
we have
Then we
We
just have to
think-
deal with the plague here.
Then we gotta figure out what to do with it. Well, I think that if we have any sort of a solution at all, I'll probably listen. I haven't had the time to think of one.
Is it possible to cast some sort of spell that will either put up a barrier between our worlds or set up a early warning system if someone tries to do what Jason did again, and make sure all the other parts of the multiverse know what that alarm is, and if someone tries it?
You're talking magic on a scale I don't even know if Jason would be able to set up.
So you're saying you couldn't do it in the next 15 minutes or so?
Not without it.
Unlikely.
What if you rolled a natural 12?
Then I could at least put Rose to sleep peacefully.
Back to sleep.
That is at a cosmic level of magic. It's a good thought, but no one here is capable.
Maybe
I'm a
give
shooting
me
guy.
1,000 years and all of his books.
We could try to slow down time, but we would just all be trapped in pretty perpetual misery.
Boy, but we could hang out back at the hospital.
Wait a minute. You might be onto something. There's already some sort of time stasis going on. Can we exploit that and buy ourselves some more time?
In what way?
So, like-
Burrow into a pocket of it, maybe?
You're the
I mean,
magic
we
guy.
need
Is
to
there some
have-
way you can expand that so we have more time to plan, more time to think, and just slow everything? Everything else in this world's caught in a stasis, or at least extremely slow motion. Can we have that shift onto the split between the planes?
We could try, but we would still need to know what we would spend that time doing.
Well, not
What?
dying, first of all.
The dragon rumbles. In theory, that split is possible under the present conditions. Wouldn't delay the god any.
Could we get Jason caught
I
up
was
in
going
it?
to say, could we expand it enough to like slow Jason down enough to actually do him some damage? Or
Line,
throw
line
him
it.
into the thing?
Maybe
The
we could line him
magical-
up on an anvil for our plague friend.
Creative. We have not the time for me to explain temporal world line theory in the magical context. But if you jump timelines, if you skip planes to a different one than he inhabits, you would not be able to touch him at all.
But we want to touch him.
Right. And we don't want to abandon this reality just for him to chase us to another one.
I would ask what you want me to do about that.
About what?
Eyes forward.
What?
Very clearly on the horizon, you see the zombie dragon, and it is making a bullet head on for you.
Oh no.
Well, I'd like you to hurt him real bad while I do my best to help.
Could you unmake him?
I can't fight a dragon with you on my back. I'll have to set you down.
You can put us down, but can you
Fine.
unmake him?
I was going to try to do that with fire.
Sure, that works. Sorry, Rory.
I figured burning it was probably a pretty good idea on account of the undeadness.
Does a
Fine.
dragon burn?
The undead burn. By the
Shriveled
transitive
flesh.
property, it should carry over.
Rory, we also don't know that that's actually you. I mean, if we can create a dragon, couldn't Jason create a dragon?
Reality.
You know, I just sort of feel like he gets off on telling you the worst, most dickish version of the truth that he's got to tell. So, I trust it.
It is a child defense mechanism. If you want to manipulate the conduct of powerful enemies who lack confidence in their own knowledge, you tell them the truth.
This philosophy is very interesting. Why don't you go mess me the hell right up, and I will try and help.
I will try. The original should be stronger than a conceptualized copy, but I can make your way clear.
All right.
Do we know where the plague carrier guy is?
He's with us, I thought.
Not on the dragon.
He said he'd
was-
meet you there.
Yeah.
He said
Okay,
he's
so it's on right.
Yeah.
I was like, I swore that he said he'd be here.
Yeah, no, but we don't know where he is. He's just on his way.
The dragon descends, makes a soft landing, just on a straight avenue thoroughfare that you know that if you follow straight down, you'll eventually arrive at the site of the breach. Now listen to me, subjects. Whatever you're going to do, decide and do it quickly. I'll hold the line against that thing as long as I can, but when I am overwhelmed, I will be overwhelmed, and the enchantment putting my personality in this thing will begin to wear thin quite soon.
Can we put your personality into something else so we can keep your personality and let the dragon fight it?
My personality is transient, Edith.
I know, that's why. Can we put it in something else?
I don't know, can you?
I don't know. You want to live around in my head? I'm like an actual person.
Edith.
Well, he's the nice Jason, and I am batshit crazy at this point, and just not even me. So
I respect your desire to make rash, grand gestures, Edith, even self-destructive ones. But a human being is a whole entity in and of itself, and I can only fill voids.
Well, actually, I mean, we're talking real hypothetical here, but most crystals are able to channel energy. Couldn't we try to pull him into the fairy crystal?
We can give it a shot. No guarantee that pieces of me would not be sheared off.
do we have anything bigger that we could put it in? Like, I look around, is there a dog somewhere or a squirrel?
You
Look,
are not.
I think
listening
that
to me.
we need to be moving. Let me do my best. I can try and take a few minutes while he's fighting to set up a file safe. I can try and turn the crystal into a bit of a jar for whatever soul runs out.
Rory
That's
Dragon, you are not listening to me. I have to fill a void or can fill nothing at all.
There's a hospital nearby here, right?
There's also a bunch of zombies over at an HOA.
A void. A space that was and that which is not.
Could you fill a dead body?
I could try, although I do not know what use I would have for a putrefied brain.
Someone recently did, like the hospital morgue.
That idea has risks and promises.
We have to get going.
We
Look.
have to get on this.
Is there a hospital like right here? Are we right by a hospital?
It's
otherwise-
fairly close, but it'd be a journey. It'd be a delay.
Yeah, I don't know.
There are cars around, right, that are being driven, but people are
Just
frozen in
worried
time
we're
right
running
now.
out of time.
If I were to take them, I would erase them. There would only be me. Not a crime I'm keen to commit.
No, I'm talking. If we steal a car, since nobody's driving right now, get to the hospital quicker, get to the morgue, find a recently deceased body,
Do we have time for this?
send your
Wait.
beacon,
You
magical
said
beacon.
you have to fill a void. Couldn't we just, I don't know, we created a dragon. Couldn't we create something else?
You could try.
Look, all of this is theoretically possible, and I am interested in having a nice version of the real big bad man around as much as he will, but all of these are taking precious seconds away. If we can do something quick, I'm interested.
Okay, I'm just gonna try this because I don't know. I made a dragon. I'm.
You do have a coin.
I have a coin.
You are maybe a little bit connected to him too.
Oh, that's
Plus,
true.
coin's not from our world and is a void.
Would the coin work? But I don't know how we talk to it if it's in the coin.
I'm in the coin sometimes.
You give it a shot.
All right.
Oh, wait. But if you put him in the coin, is that going to erase Rory? Because he said whatever he goes into, he gets rid of everything else.
I'm kind of. No, what I was literally just going to try to do was create a bubble, envision a bubble of nothing, because I made the dragon out of nothing. And so we're going to make a bubble out of just my pure frustration at the situation. Just like, it's a boy.
You can give it a shot.
Carry him around like a crystal ball.
He's real mad on Leota.
Oh no, that's not going to work. That was a 5.
Oh no. One moment.
Whoops.
Ooh.
Also,
You try. You instinctively and rashly, as you do, try to reach out and stretch whatever tether you have with Rory's coin to this thing.
No, I'm trying not. This doesn't have anything to do with the coin. I'm just trying to make a bubble of nothing.
Oh well, that's actually a worse outcome then.
Hooray!
And that's how our world ended.
Yeah.
Whoops! They made a black hole.
You form a bubble of all your rage and frustration, using the same sort of know-how and instinct that you used to create the dragon, and the sentient thing, the sentient sliver that is this Jason copy, leaves the dragon and makes for the bubble and has nestled in it just really only for several seconds before the thing just starts glowing white hot red, loses its shape, and pops. And then, like smoke or fog, the thing that was this memory of Jason Grayson appears to dissipate.
So the dragon just flops, or is it a dog again?
It's a
The
dog.
dragon looks up, looks around, growls.
Just go bloody get him!
And shoots into the sky to go defend its territory and its people. And almost immediately it sails so high it's out of view, but plumes of flame begin dancing through the night sky like a light show. And you hear at the edge of your hearing shrieks and roars and cries. And all you have left is this dark tableau of a city with brief illumination happening from the fireworks show in the night.
Edith, you tried. You really did. Thank you. Thank you for trying so hard for
Don't
building
take me.
everyone.
Don't take me. That was a terrible mistake. I made a miscalculation. I will not try to be helpful with magic ever again. Let's go.
That
Just
didn't turn out nearly as bad as I thought it was going to. A bubble of your rage with Jason Grayson's personality, that could have gone terribly.
just
Yeah. Shouldn't roll that badly.
we need to
We-
keep moving.
We can do this. We just got to keep going.
Can we see the plague carrier?
As you walk, as I'm imagining you're doing, towards this site,
Probably
towards this
jog.
apex, you come up to what amounts to a weird, silent standoff. The skinny, drawn figure that looks like Thomas is pacing the street, clutching and scratching at himself and muttering to himself. And Jason is just leaning against his car, amused, seemingly watching the duel of dragons going on in the night.
I don't know if we're going to have another chance to say much to each other. I've lived a very long time with a whole lot of hate. And this is the first time in hundreds of years that I felt like I was a person anything bigger than me. And I'm pretty big. Or at least part of me is. Thanks. You're all good.
Edith is just going to give Rory a really big hug. And whisper in his ear, I'm really sorry about this, but if anything happens, you have to save Rose. That is an order. I'm sorry. Like, before anybody else. Okay?
You.
And I let him go. Be like, I love you, my friend.
I want to go down swinging. I still have the kit that I got from my echoes. Which of these rounds are going to be most effective against a wizard?
None of them. We hit him with a card before he was Wolverine.
He
I've
has
given him a giant blast.
Remember, these
many
rounds
times.
they have rounds specifically for taking out Rory, for taking other things. They had specifically engineered rounds. Are there any that are going to be good against wizards? I'm asking you. You're the magic guy.
There are things that magic doesn't work as well on.
Yeah,
Pull out all my magazines and see if there's anything you can tell that is going to be more effective than anything else.
in theory, some of these rounds appear expressly designed to like dispel summoned creatures or weaken magical effects. So yeah, I mean, in theory, there's some stuff here that would be a lot of use against a magic user.
I try those ones, pointing to the ones that would theoretically weaken magical effects. I don't think that'll kill him, but it might slow him down some.
I want to try to study the terrain, see if there's any place where I can go take a few shots and move someplace else without him being able to instantly kill me, take out an entire area, just try to find loopholes where I can shoot, move.
There's a lot of cover. You're close enough now to the source of temporal instability that it's hard to enter buildings. It's hard to shift your surroundings. That doesn't mean this street, which is positively littered with vehicles, littered with mailboxes, street lamps, garbage cans. It's a minefield of cover.
Edith,
What?
could I just for a second, in case we die and everything? I'm really sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry for.
There was a chance for us to not do this. And I told you not to do it. And that we should do this together. And I shouldn't have done that to you. But thanks for letting me do what I did with Thomas and letting me be with him for a little bit. And I won't get too sentimental because I'm not going to mess up my makeup before the end of the world, because if I die, I'm going to look good. But thanks.
Of course. Somebody deserves to have something good come out of all of this. Whatever this is. And that might have been the one good thing.
And if we survive, I promise that the next time you say we're going to live normal, boring lives, we will live normal, boring lives.
Did the thing recognize you?
Yeah, sort of. It showed up like a Thomas and suggested that it had lived a year of its life with me through him. And he said that we could take comfort in knowing he would still dream about us.
Are the bodies still there? Or are they just like light now? Is it just pure light? Dylan?
You can't see through the light, but as far as you know, they haven't moved. At this point, the distortion, the brightness, the energy, it's coming fast and heavy.
So it knew you, but it didn't recognize you?
It had me introduce myself again, at least. It called me the one who fights. So at least it had an idea of me.
What if there's a way to reconnect it to Thomas?
I mean, that'd be something. Then at least it would be Tom in the lead, right?
Could you talk to it again?
I could try. It said that it didn't want to abandon pieces of itself here.
So let's give it its pieces.
Okay,
And then maybe you can talk to it.
we'll try. I mean, it's better than anything else, right?
I don't know. I just imploded our one little useful piece of information. So
You know, after this, we'll see if we can get him back. I mean,
no, I don't want Jason back. I don't want good Jason
no,
back.
you don't want good Jason? Just no
What?
Jason. Okay, well, let's start with trying to give it Thomas and the Shattered King and Plague Thomas and see if that's enough, right?
Take Plague Thomas, because Plague Thomas will kill it.
I don't understand. It says it doesn't want to abandon any piece of itself, but that it absolutely doesn't want the plague. So do we need to cure Plague Thomas? Is that something we should be focusing on instead?
I don't know, but Plague Thomas can maybe keep Jason busy while we get
Figure it out.
body to it. I don't know. I don't even know what piece of Jason of what's his face is left, but
Mike said that he couldn't get to Tom and the Shattered King. Should one of us try instead? I mean,
if anybody can, you probably can.
if we keep Jason and Plague Tom busy, I'm happy to try.
We're gonna pull the other boys over and be like, all right, AB plan.
Possible plan.
But he's right over there, and I don't know how long the sparring session's going to last. So. Why?
Well, is Plague Thomas fighting him, or is Plague Thomas just like pacing, not doing anything?
He is talking to himself, like freaking out.
The fight is up above.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go grab Plague Thomas real quick and be like, hey dude, what happened? And
No.
why are you being crazy?
No. Can't.
Can't what?
Can't. Oh, they're there. I can feel them. I'm so hungry.
Don't touch them.
I
Nope.
can feel them. I want to eat so badly.
You eat Jason?
Oh,
You eat him?
Just start with Jason.
not the wizard. Want the god.
I know, but start with an appetizer on the wizard while we get the god ready for you.
Oh, no, you don't want to tell him that.
Jason calls over. He's been kind of like playing on his phone or whatnot. Stomach rumbling, big guy. Feeling a call to find your nature, to fulfill your purpose.
I'm
You
gonna
don't
move
have
away
to
from
listen
the-
to him.
I'm going to move away from the group and just start shooting and moving and taking shots at Jason with my anti-wizard rounds. Which I'm
Well
hoping
done.
that's what they are.
And
All right.
well,
I was gonna
Okay.
say while he does that,
That's
I'm
a 13. So that's and I'm advanced move on that. So that's so I'm going to say that all hunters involved in the fight get +1 forward. It's one of my advanced moves.
All right. So you just line him up and let her rip?
Yep.
He sees you getting ready to do so and sort of just rolls his eyes and contemptuously raises what appears to be like a shimmering blue barrier. But your round collides with the barrier, which seems to explode in a shower of multicolored like sparks and wisps of energy that travel backwards, and Jason sort of recoils from them as if they're flecks of fire and looks at you and looks at that and goes, huh, and then dives rolling across the hood of his car to take cover. And it's on.
While he is doing that, I'm gonna grab Rose and Rory, and we're gonna like try to hide-ish behind stuff to get around Jason to where the light is coming from.
Okay.
Do we want to leave anyone with the, the guy?
No,
Lead him to where he needs to go.
I think sure. Rory, you want to take care of that? Go ahead.
I mean, should we give him the chance? Why don't we just, while Jason is busy, run for it?
Well, it's either you and I, Rose, go with Rory, or we leave Rory to try
Rory tries to slow down the plague.
I can try and work on him.
Okay. Yep, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, Rory, your turn.
Okay. Listen to me. I know we've talked. I know it hurts more than ever. I know you want it so badly. But this is the person who did this to you. This is the person who put the pain there. If you can do what we talked about, if you can put him through there, if you can close that, the hunger's not going to feel like this. We can do something about it. We can work together. And he is never going to be more vulnerable than he is right bloody now.
Roll charm.
Okay. Given the nature of the situation that we are in right now, would we consider this, hold on, I'm looking for the thing. A natural appeal. So I can use weird.
You sure can.
Oh, awesome. 13 total.
So you get 2 charges of convincing.
Okay.
He turns to you and you see it almost makes you recoil, like the level of haunted terror and panic in his eyes. If I succumb to this, there's nothing left, Dragon. There's nothing left.
I know, but this is the only shot at something.
I can't stop this. It's too big for me.
You don't have to do it alone. I'll be here with you.
I don't want to die like him.
I know. I'll do what I can to help you.
Roll it again.
Okay, 6, 7, that's a 10.
All right. I'll make my mark here. And Edith and Rose, what do?
All right, so we are making our way to light.
Okay.
And when we get there, it would be nice to try and see if one or both of us can actually get to the bodies. I don't know why we'd be able to, and Mike.
I know Edith's going to roll tough, and Rose is going to roll weird.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
Oh, that's a 13.
That is also a 13.
Rose, when you try to step into the light, you feel that awful psychic pressure you felt in the dreamscape again. But just like in the dreamscape, you remember what it felt like when you threw it off, when the weight wasn't on you anymore. You remember that sensation, and you do so and find yourself able to take several steps forward. Edith, this hurts like hell, but you're in this for the long haul. And even though your ears and your nose start to bleed trying to follow your friend at the expense of one harm, you can march in lockstep beside her.
Cool. I don't know if I'm needed here, strictly speaking, but I'm just gonna keep going.
Jason. Michael, roll weird.
This is one of the good ones. Oh, so that's a 9.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So he leaps up from behind the car and makes a complicated series of hand gestures and extends his hand towards you as if he's trying to push you, and you feel your feet leave the ground. It's as if gravity all around you has been turned off, and suddenly you and debris are floating into the air. But you're determined and you're locked in, and you don't get confused. You don't tumble end over end. You don't lose focus. You're a sitting duck floating about 10 feet in the air, but you can still take your turn. You can still take your action.
I'm going to shoot at him again.
Go for it. Roll tough.
Okay, so that's 15. So for that one, I'm going to do double damage. So that's total of 6, I believe. Let me look to make sure. What is it? Yes, the first one is 3, so this one's 6.
You get a great shot off. It's hard without like having a base and kind of floating around in the ether, but you're an experienced marksman, and you sight it down and you let it fly, and you hit him right where the shoulder meets the pectoral on the right side, and it explodes in, explodes out in an exit wound, and he tries to laugh it off. Like, you see even maybe the ghost of talking trash about you can't hurt him appears on his list. And then he looks down with concern and sees that even though his ruined flesh is trying to knit together, it is not doing so nearly as cleanly as it did when Rory blasted him several hours ago. It, in fact, appears to be struggling. And he looks at that and looks back at you, and you can read the anger all over his face. Rory, it is your turn.
All right. I'm just trying to read energy on this guy right now, but if he is seemingly getting a grip on what we're talking about, and I'm able to notice what's going on with Jason, I don't know, man. I'd like to probably use a luck point to do a very specific spell.
Go for it, man. What do you want to do?
I want to do my blast, except unlike normal, where I blast at a thing, I'm going to try to thread it inside the wounds created by those bullet holes.
Ooh.
And then let it burst.
For a cost of a luck point, I'll let you roll for that effect.
All right. Sounds good. Not ideal, but 9. What? No, 8. Sorry. 8.
You launch your blast. You abandon your conversation with
it is. No, sorry. It is 9. It is 9. I'm looking at the chat.
Got you.
I have +1 from Michael.
You sure do. Definitely remember that, y'all.
Yeah.
You get the shot. You get the shot off, and it weaves its way. Like the blast almost seems to come apart into various threads and fingers, and sticks itself and finesses itself and curls itself into his bullet wound, and he like gasps out in pain and looks down with incredulity as his whole arm at the shoulder explodes off like a detonation of an explosion within his pec muscles. And he watches in sort of like a curious, vague horror as his arm tumbles off to the ground and then grabs at the air as if he is making contact with some form of energy, and he twists and he swirls, and you see the energy of your blast in the wound as it slowly begins to convert to pure dragon fire. And then with a scream of determination, that energy boom, turns into an entirely different arm made of draconic flame, and he launches a fireball from it right at Mike, who is currently suspended in the air. But he takes a lot of harm. Mike, let's roll sharp on this one because it's a counter.
Okay.
Hey,
Is it acting under pressure?
are we adding the +1s for all the hunters?
Yeah, for combat actions, I thought, or
Yeah, it's like charming. It will help it for if you're fighting Jason, you get +1.
yeah, you and Rose wouldn't. But yeah, you can. Yes, you're absolutely acting under pressure.
Yeesh. So 7. That's a total of 10.
You see this fireball coming towards you, and like immediately sort of have that instinct of like, this is the end of my life. I better do something about this. And you point you kind of get a feeling for how things are, and it feels pretty goddamn weightless, frankly. And you point, you put your barrel as close to it as you can, your gun at one of the pieces of debris floating alongside you, and you let rip. And the impact shoots you back. Not fast, but moves you, and the fireball hits where you were, and instead of annihilating you, it singes the hell out of you and throws you back towards the ground, where you land with an audible, painful thud for 3 harm, but that's not the end. So,
all right.
I'm good.
All right.
What's up now?
Rose and Edith, do you keep going?
All right, so we're in the middle of this. I have no idea what we're doing.
You are about a third of the way towards where you know the light began and where you know the 2 bodies are. Edith, this is one of the most painful things you've ever done. It feels like the world itself is poisonous to you, and you feel so much pressure. It's as if you free dove like 800 feet into the ocean. It is searingly painful. Rose, based on your current weird roll, you fit here. It's fine.
Okay, I'm noticing this and not sure that I'm gonna. Oh, Rose, you're muted.
It's okay. I can do it.
I was gonna say I'm noticing this, and I'm like sort of holding back, and I'm like, I will pull you out and stand guard because I don't think I'm gonna be very helpful.
Go help Rory.
No, I'm gonna stay here, but go do it.
Rose, roll weird.
Cool. I am gonna use one of my moves to replace a weird with a charm.
Go for it.
So instead of, it would have been 9, it's an 11.
All right. You take another several paces forward. The psychic pressure returns, that feeling of wrongness and confusion and that mounting building headache. And this time, you're not able to throw it off. You try, but it does not slide off you like it did at the beginning. You get the impression, the distinct impression, that you are feeling the sheer weight of power so much bigger than you. And while it is not currently painful enough to do damage, it is desperately uncomfortable. Edith, roll tough to stay where you are.
Oh, I think I'm actually retreating out of it because I don't know that I can.
You're still in it, so you got to roll tough.
Okay, fine. Oh no.
What?
That's a 7.
You turn and start trying to make the trek out of the light, but the pain and the agony, it mounts so much faster than you expected it would. You are bleeding profusely from the nose, and you can feel it coming out of your ears, and you start to cry without meaning to, and you're pretty sure that's probably blood too, and it drives you to your knees and then to all fours as you lose the capacity to move and take another harm.
Great. Great.
Can Rose see this?
No, keep going straight. Keep going.
We'll see next turn. It is Jason's turn.
It is. Oh yeah, that's right. Mhm.
Jason turns his attention to Rory with a contemptuous sneer and sort of shakes his arm out, and an actual fleshy arm, but like singed and weird and blistered, shoots through the fire as if he's just regenerated it. You're a dragon playing at being a wizard.
And you're an ass playing at being alive just a little bit longer.
That was a nice blast. Very good technique, very good form, very good power. Let me show you mine. He concentrates his hands in front of him. His fingers almost play the air like he's playing an instrument. You get the distinct impression that they are precise movements. They're not just like button presses. He is moving them around, dragging, like he's pulling on threads with his fingers as the hook. And before you, faster than you could even imagine, he draws together this dense black orb. And then he winks at you and he throws it at you like a baseball. And as it flings through the air, it cuts divots in the ground below it. Every inch it passes by, a foot of asphalt, debris, and dirt is wrenched up from the ground and swallowed by what is very immediately clear to be a thrown black hole. And roll sharp.
That's my worst one. I rolled okay. 9.
You dive out of the way. You do not want to be hit by that. And it drops to the ground where you were and immediately expands like 5-6 fold. Where once was the ground you were standing on, there is now a crater 3 or 4 feet deep. The plague carrier has to fling himself away from it, and you feel a lancing of painful energy, suffering 2 harm from the crackling magical after effects of this thing. And then feel a sickening pull as your legs leave the ground and the rest of you begins to follow suit as this thing is pulling you back. And you get the distinct impression that if you end up in that thing, your life is over. It is Mike's turn.
All right, so I'm sighted on Jason. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see what's going on.
Yep, you sure
I
can.
hesitate for just a moment, then run over and try to help protect someone.
Excellent. Good move for that move.
Okay, so that's a 13, and that's one of my advanced ones. So we're both unharmed and out of danger.
Yep. You run forward and just sort of grab Rari and then bodily dive as far and as hard as you can. And you feel a little resistance, like the pull of this thing is fighting you, but you exhibit just too much weight and too much power, and you rescue Rari. You drag him, and you guys tumble to a heap into the street away from this thing, which just this black hole, which just as readily as it popped into place is already beginning to ebb and fade. Not a long-lasting effect. You are, however, both tagged prone. And Rari, that means you cannot take a combat action. You can take something else, but you cannot take a combat action. It is your turn.
Okay. Thanks think you can shoot him again in a minute. And I am just looking up at the plague carrier like, you see what he's doing? He's doing all this. He's making it worse for you. He's making it worse for everyone. You can fight him. You got this. You can. You don't have to be what he says. You don't have to be what even I say. But I'm the one who's given you a chance to be whatever the bloody hell you want, not a pawn.
Roll charm.
Still a natural allure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that is 11.
He makes eye contact with you, and you see him. He is gnawing on his own lips, like bleeding profusely from the mouth, and just appears as tortured as one can be. But he stands up, staggers to his feet like a drunk, and starts looking between Jason and the beam of light, and you can see the will struggle going on inside him, and he is now on tilt, meaning the next action against him succeeds, but it is unilateral on tilt. It is a bilateral on tilt, meaning that can go either way. Whoever gets the effect on him next will succeed, and it is Rose's turn.
I'm so stressed out. I mean, Rose would keep pushing on because she knows that if she goes for Edith, Edith will actually kill her. And she'll, let me see if that's like a one-time thing. No, if it's, I'm going to make that a charm again. So that's a 10.
You suffer another harm, but you've come too far to stop now. It really doesn't matter how painful this feels or how uncomfortable it is. You just go to another place. You just zone out and then zone in, and you put one foot in front of the other. And before you know it, the pressure goes, the pain goes, and you find yourself in the eye of this storm. And it doesn't look like you thought it would. You're not surrounded on all sides by light. You're in darkness, and the light instead it's like a road, directly vertical, like a path. And it winds a few times and it loops a few times, but it carries forward into the night sky and into the hole in the night sky where you do not recognize the constellations and you do not recognize the stars. And you see all around you little glistening flickers they look like just pieces of broken glass in the air. And they are pressing down, fighting against a million unseen forces like space and time, struggling to reach Thomas and the Shattered King, still locked in an embrace. The Shattered King's eyes are wide and horrified. Thomas's eyes are closed, and his face looks peaceful. And floating above them are two large, onyx black, it looks like shards of obsidian, crackling with energy. What do you do?
I think she's gonna rush to Thomas, and then kind of looking up at the shards. She's gonna put her hand on him and just will any bit that's left of his magic back into him.
Roll weird.
Okay. It is a 9.
I'll flip for it. You suddenly feel a flash, like just making contact with the ambient magic in the area. You feel that familiar surge, that familiar tugging of need as the bond you have inside for Thomas reaches out to him, almost desperately trying to make contact, and you in return get just sort of a flash of memory. You feel, not painfully, but just in terms of sensation, just in terms of impact and change in homeostasis, you feel the iron rod enter his heart. You feel a sudden flash of his panic, and then you feel a very bizarre and total sense of peace, a sense of, I did the best I could. And you feel this resonance inside, this tingling warmth, and you hear his voice. It's dull, it's a little muffled, it's like it's coming from far away, but you hear it. You hear Thomas say in his own mind, "I'm sorry I couldn't take this to the end. I love you so much, Rose. I know you can do this." And then you're back. You're out of that flash, and you feel the weight of a tension above you, of desperation. And the shards of glass in the air begin to congregate around you. Thomas's shard begins to emit sparks of blue and gold electricity, it looks like, begins to vibrate. You can hear almost a ringing tone in your ears, like someone playing the crystal water glasses. And suddenly you feel a pull, a psychic pull, and it is Edith's turn.
Well, I'm on the ground and I can't see anything, right? I'm just
You can make any move that is not movement.
that is not movement?
Mm-hmm. You've been tagged with the modifier, brought to your knees.
Cool, that's fun. I didn't know that was a thing. Rude.
Roll better.
What?
I said roll better.
I know, but
Come on, hero. Look at your character sheet.
I know I'm looking at my character
Yeah.
sheet. I'm not actually sure I can do anything because none of it is, because I can't talk to anybody. No one can hear me. I cannot protect anybody. I can't move, so I can't help anybody. You know what? I think I'm just gonna try to go to sleep and see if I can maybe
What?
catch this guy. I don't know. There's pain. Maybe if I go to sleep, I can talk to him, and I won't punch him.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. There's no way a mortal person would be able to fall asleep under this kind of pressure and under this kind of pain.
Suppose I just-
That's not the hey. That's not the only way to lose consciousness. You still have your weapons on you. I will let you make that move and do with that what you will.
So what, I just like hit myself in the head? I'm not actually quite certain how to make myself.
Hit yourself in the head at a penalty for your movement state. That would probably not render you unconscious, but that's not the worst damage you can do to yourself.
What, shoot myself? Because I think that's the only other thing. I have a gun. I have a knife.
I'm telling you, you can't fall asleep, but I'm giving you an option to go unconscious if you want.
Right.
And this is your call. This is you and me. I can see the gesticulating.
I
But
know.
We don't invite the rest of them in. This is Edith's call.
Everybody's okay. So okay, other thing. Can I reach out with my non-existent magic powers, but you know, the world doesn't work anymore, and try to create a bubble of normalcy around my head, just like pull it in? I don't know, since that's not moving, but it is.
I will tell you, you would be trying to do that at a penalty, and I can let you make one of those moves. rendering yourself unconscious in some way, or that. You can try either or. You do not have a penalty on tough to attack yourself. You would have a penalty on weird to try to make that happen, but I will let you try either.
We're gonna try that before I stab myself and bleed out.
It's all good. Roll weird, -2.
Okay. Oh God. Well, that's a 3, so I don't do anything.
No. Actually, that's a critical failure.
Yep.
That's interesting. I will flip another coin. Ooh. For a luck point, I can make this accomplish an objective.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I have 1 to burn.
Burn it. You try to focus. You bring all of your intention, all of your willpower, everything you can muster to yourself to try to get some reprieve from the magical beating you are taking.
Mhm.
But you come to the realization pretty quickly in that you can't do it. You're not magical. You're not supernatural. You have no control over this. You have no training, and you're fighting the outside pressure that is so much stronger and more sophisticated than you are. And you can feel, as soon as you grab a hold of all that will and all that power, you can already feel it beginning to dissolve as if through your psychic fingertips. And then you realize that the impact would be more explosive if you just let it go. So you do. The psychic shockwaves that travel through your body, down your spine, across your brain, you don't feel them because the 6 harm damage is so catastrophic immediately that with a horrible scream of pain, the world as you know it is wiped away.
Cool. Well, I am dying. And that was all of my life.
Really? That's exactly. Yep. Are you negative or are you 0?
Where I'm at 0.
Ooh. Oh God, this is going interesting. Okay. We are to Jason's turn. And let me look up. I'm sorry, guys. I have 8 pages of notes and I just need to find all my tables. 1 second. Which one for this ability?
You can always count on Edith to make it interesting.
She just did. Okay. So we're gonna see. Your fate is in the hands of the dice, folks. That's unfortunate. Rory and Mike, you have eyes on him, and you can see that he is half paying attention to you, half paying attention to what's going on at the rift. And he is preparing to call down some wicked juju on you. You can tell. In fact, Rory, you can kind of smell the magical ozone, and you're like, oh, crap, we're about to get struck by lightning. And then he looks, and his eyes light up. He puts his hands together, thrusts them towards the pillar, and with a cry that almost sounds like it could have come from somebody in childbirth, he rips them apart. And the beam of light, with sparks and bursts of energy and shards of atmosphere and ether that look like broken glass, parts. It parts like the Red Sea, and a clear path is open, and you see them. You see Rose touching Thomas. You see Thomas in his death embrace with his forebear, the iron rod linking them through, stabbed through the heart. And Jason screams out in almost sexual exaltation, "The way is clear. Feast!" And the plague carrier zones in on Thomas, on the nameless king, on the shards of obsidian energy that hover between them, and his eyes roll into the back of his head, and drool and blood come from his mouth, and with a shrieking animal cry on all fours, he makes a beeline for Rose and the Rift, and we will take our break.
Was that nice?
Okay, so
He rolled, so I had a difficulty of 15 on that spell for him, and he rolled 12. He rolled 2 6s. So yeah, sorry. Break time.
okay. Well, we have some very exciting things to talk to you guys about during our break. This is our 5 to ish minutes of break where you can go find something to drink or go outside. I don't know. Do what you do.
This is going great.
But Elle has
Hi.
some fun news for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Just yet, because Elle has an announcement for everybody who's
Hang out with
watching.
me for 1 minute. So because this is our big fancy season finale, we do have a giveaway tonight. It's from my little company called Pt2 Designs. So I am giving away a little sticker pack with a couple stickers to choose from. Like here's a little owl bear, and then we have these pretty ladies and some fun word ones. And this one's brand new, so it's not even on my shop yet.
Nice.
But there's some super cool stickers in here. If you want to enter, all you got to do is in the comments, comment your favorite character. Hey, I'm here. Just comment between now and the end of the break, and we'll be sure to get you entered for the giveaway. It's super exciting. And yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you can. Oh no, I think I should be able to see everybody's comments from all the platforms. Never mind.
Okay.
I was like, I think they have to comment on. No, they don't, because I can see all of the platforms.
Cool. Also, just because of shipping, international only. But if you're out of yes, USA only. And if you are international, you can still enter. We'll figure something out for you. It just won't be those stickers. Okay, that's super cool and exciting. We do have a super fun giveaway sponsor as well for this season. They are Escape Velocity Comics. They're a comic book shop in the heart of Colorado Springs. They're super cool and really fun and exciting, and I'm sure we'll have a new giveaway from them pretty soon. But they have a super fancy sale going on right now. So if you are in the area or just want to check them out in general, this is me pulling up my notes as quickly as I can because I definitely wasn't prepared. They have a super fun sale on statues and like the fancy busts and stuff of different various like characters. That starts Friday, and it's 25% off on all of them until December 16th. So it's a great place to go get a little Christmas gift. But yeah, check them out, and they're super fun and exciting. Okay, I'm like rushing through all of my little things. I mean, I guess I can go ahead. I have a sticker shop, as I mentioned a minute ago, and it's super fun. We've got all sorts of cool little fun Christmas gifts and things like that. If you want to check it out, all you got to do is go to our About Us section and then click on me or the little bio for Pt2 Designs, and it'll take you over to my shop, which is a fun time. I think that's all that I have, unless I'm forgetting something, and then you're welcome to remind me, and I will spit off some more.
No, I think, well, I mean, you're working on a cool thing with Bill. That has just come out, and I don't know if you guys want to talk about it together or if we want to let Bill take the stage on this one.
I will let him talk about it so I can run and go do giveaway things.
This hasn't officially come out yet. This is the first proof of the cards that Elle's done the artwork for the deck of many things and for a new deck. I don't know if you can see all that. Let me pull up. Try to share my screen here. How do
We always get it. We always get it.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, and now, of course. There we go. I think it's working. Is it coming?
Here, I can add it as soon as you pull up the photo.
But these are the. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. There.
Boom.
So these are the cards, the artwork for them. This is the proof deck. It's not available yet because I did something wrong with the proof. So that's why they make you get a proof copy first to make sure it turns out right, and mine didn't. But I fixed that. I'm pretty sure. So there should be another one available here, like an actual one available week or two. Probably not in time for Christmas on Christmas Day, but if you do like 12 days of Christmas, sometime in the Christmas season. And then the book, my first book, actually is available in paperback now. That put a lot of work into. I really like it. If you know so, and this should be able to get there by Christmas. If you have a D&D player in your life, or you get, and also after Christmas, if you don't get what you want and you have some gift cards, that's when, so you can check in my description in the thing, or just go to otpgames.com, and that's
Fabulous.
linked to Drive Through RPG.
Yay! I think Dan would be the next person who has the thing to talk about. Hello, Dan.
Oh, hello. Oh,
Where's
hold
crown?
on. Yeah, my crown. Hold up. Fix the thing. I don't know where I put it.
Oh, that works. Sort of.
I don't know. We'll figure it out here in a minute when we're not talking directly to me again. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan. I play games. Have you been watching this stream thinking, oh, golly gee, I sure do like suffering. I especially liking watching Dan suffer. That's fun. And I would sure like more outlets for that. Well, do I have a product for you? It's called Ombligo del Diablo. It is a Mage the Ascension 5th edition actual play podcast. And if you said to yourself, hey, heckin' Dan, what are you talking about, you loser? You stupid loser. There's no Mage the Ascension 5th edition. Aha! No, you're the fool. We made one. You can check that out on the podcast too. And I think we've got our rules for that written down in our Discord. It's a heck of a game. It is a dark Western fantasy. And boy, do we have a bad time. Check those mature tags. We give content warnings at the beginning of each episode for a reason. But hell of a story. And, I think if you like the sort of content that this has turned into, you'd probably like Ombligo del Diablo.
Fabulous. Wheel.
And click on my name if you want to get a link to it.
That's true. It's right there.
It's right there.
I think that's everybody. We can bring back our motley crew of highly traumatized people. What the heck? Yes.
Also,
There.
don't forget, if you want to enter in the giveaway, to comment in the chat. Hurry.
DM.
All right, folks. I'm just getting my stuff together. So here's where we're at. The play curious move called haste, where when he's single-minded about something, he gets to skip immediately to his turn. And I'm thinking that you guys probably don't want me to take it easy on you.
I do have one thing that I want to address before we move on, if that's okay.
You sure may, and then I'll finish my thought.
I didn't want to stop my keeper in the middle of his big crazy beam of doom. That said, I do have one power barrier where I can raise a shield to protect from harm, where I roll plus weird, and on 10 plus I can reduce harm by 2. I may be able to divert his stream of power somewhat, maybe.
Keep that in mind. That is not mutually exclusive with what I'm about to say.
Okay.
There is another playbook involved here that has a move called Fate. And that move allows you, one of you, to take a move. You may either decide amongst yourselves who gets to make a move, or you can roll in competition with one another if you can't decide. but you get one move before he makes a move.
I am open to anybody else who has a better idea. I have been doing a decent job at making rolls to persuade the plague guy.
I'll tell you, Michael's move would be to run and help Edith, so you probably don't want him.
We can't see her.
I think sounded
Now
like
we
the-
can.
Yeah,
kind
light
of,
came down.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't have like a great move for this unless Thomas is going to show back up right now. And even then, it would only be protecting myself and not helping others.
Well, I mean, technically Thomas is there.
Yeah, but it's like
Thomas is
the only one that I have would be that like my bond can get in front of me to protect me.
there.
But
Okay.
I don't know that would super help since the person I'm bonded to is the person that would like the plague would like to eat.
I mean, I have a move called Panic Button, which is if you need to escape, name the route you'll try, and then roll sharp.
Oh boy, but
Better, but I don't
escape.
think I can get up because I'm mostly dead.
You that move would override any tags.
I don't hate that then.
So I can at least
So you
get
can
up.
either flee the light, but you have a binary choice here. You can either flee the light or you can get to where Rose is. That would be it.
I have an idea to try and persuade this poor, torn apart monster person who is starving and has a steak dangled in front of his face. But if we prefer to get Edith the hell out of there.
I has thought.
Okay.
So Rose's whole playbook is connection to people, right? It is mostly connection to Thomas, but Edith and Rose are also very close. So what if Edith runs right into the thing and hugs Rose, and we save everybody with the power of friendship? Just like you like,
Wait,
You know,
take my life. for it.
Rose is connected to Thomas, and Thomas is connected to Plague Thomas.
and I'm
That's what I
pretty
was
sure
thinking
Rose still
also.
has her luck point if we wanted to juice it up.
That's okay. So Elle is not as good at this game as some people here are, but I was wondering. So we do have Plague Thomas, who is still, we know, connected to Rose in a very small way.
And is running at you very enthusiastically.
I hate that. Thanks. But we could try to do, because they're not supposed to be able to hurt each other. Like in the bond, the whole point is that you can kind of force them to not. So we could try me standing in front and saying don't, and using some moves to see if we could stop him. That would be the other route, is if we think.
Well, but so one of us gets to take a move. So if I take my move and I move towards you and give you my extra juice, and the keeper, his face said that would work. His face said that would work.
Yeah, but does that kill Edith? Because Rose would not be down.
Okay, well, let Edith do with her life as she
I
wants.
think our best shot is for Rose to try to stop.
I
This-
think we might legitimately have to believe in the
Wait,
power
guys.
of love and friendship.
And Edith's not dead. I mean, I'm at 0, but like,
I'm glad I haven't seen that, because Rory would have issues. But
I got that. Don't worry.
okay.
You're just
Okay, great.
mostly
So-
dead.
so I'm
Explain
taking.
this to me like I'm 4. What is Edith
So
trying to
I'm
do?
taking, Edith is taking Panic Button. Edith, there's now a clear path. Edith is going to.
Wait. I thought the entire group got one move. Not
Nope.
all of them.
Yeah.
No, one.
Nope, the only way the power of fate works is I can subvert another effect to the tune of 1. Plague Thomas has an ability called haste, which means when his single-mindedness is evoked, it's his turn immediately. Except that fate power is involved, which means I can allow one of you to take a move
Yeah.
before he takes his.
Yeah, my vote is Rose.
Yes, Rose.
Wait, but what was Edith's plan?
Oh, sorry. I think I may have misunderstood what taking the move is. I thought you meant
Yeah.
we need to take a new one.
No, you can take a move. Any one of you can.
Any
Move
one of
on your
us.
playbook.
The
Yep.
team can
It
take
has to
one
be
move.
It has to be one of you. It's not a whole round with the whole group.
Yeah.
One person.
Okay.
Let
So,
Rose try to stop him with the power of love.
okay. Well, yeah. Sure.
It's
Okay.
cheesy, but I think there's maybe reason to believe that this could actually fucking work.
It's been a theme the entire season.
They were real in love.
There's going to be some dice rolls attached. Okay. Do we have the consensus that it's Rose?
It's Rose.
I guess.
Okay. Rose, what are you doing?
I also would love to see you get out heated. I'm sorry, I don't want.
Okay.
Oh,
So I'm working out how this all works on my side, but basically, I think it's the move I am theirs and they are mine.
Okay.
Which is whenever I'm in danger, my guide knows it. If that's the one where it's protecting me from harm.
Read it for me.
Okay. I don't know that this is right now. When you're in danger and your guide
Not
knows it,
permitted.
if your guide is suffering from harm and it's feasible, you can spend a point of luck to redirect the attack onto yourself if you have rolled a 10 with protect someone. If you're suffering harm, you can decide that your guide has protected you and it's suffering harm instead. And then I would have
read that for me one more time.
yeah.
Actually.
Whenever you are in danger and your guide knows it, if your guide is suffering harm and it's feasible, you can spend a point of luck to redirect the attack onto yourself as if you have rolled a 10 plus with protect someone. If you're suffering harm, you can decide that your guide has protected you and is suffering the harm instead. If I choose this, I roll for bond abuse.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. I will let you roll for that.
oh,
Go for it.
boy.
Okay.
There's a real oh boy.
And tell me what you roll.
Okay. It was not the worst it could have ever been. What am I rolling for that?
You're rolling weird for bond abuse.
Okay. Can I swap that to charm with my supernatural guide stuff?
How many luck points do you have?
I have 2.
I will let you use both of your luck points on this move to do this your way.
Okay. Then it was a 11. And I think
Plus 1 for Mike in this case.
Technically, this would be combat.
Yes. Okay, well 12 then.
Give me a second. This
Okay.
maps to a lot of different moves. Just give me.
It's totally fine.
Welcome to the most technical fight we've had so far, guys.
I was like reading it out loud and I'm like, I don't even know how this applies now. I'm lost.
All right. I'm gonna just go ahead and say fuck it, and I'm gonna narrate it, and it happens like it happens.
Okay.
Rose, you see this thing charging the remains of Thomas and the Shattered King and their magical residue, and you know instinctively what it wants. You can feel it, but you also understand it. It is coming to take these shards into itself. Will ride the road of light up to the beyond, and whatever happened following that would happen. You instinctively stand in front of Thomas and the Shattered King's body. You just put yourself between them and this rampaging thing. And you close your eyes because at the speed this thing is moving and at the fact that you can only see the whites of its eyes like a shark in feeding, you're pretty sure that he's going to hit you. You're going to turn to some sort of gelatinous substance, and then he's going to feast on what you stand against. But stand against it you do. And you close your eyes and you wait for the end. And the rest of you, other than an unconscious Edith, Rory and Mike, you suddenly see, it is in a wink. We're talking a blink of an eye in terms of time. You see the black shard over Thomas wink white and shoot into the night sky like a lightning bolt. And then the world changes. a gut punch of shifting gravity, a tumble, a blinding headache on every party. And suddenly, you stand in knee-deep fog. All of you, and Jason, and the plague carrier, who stands suspended in midair, vibrating violently as if frozen in place. Rose, you open your eye. You open your eyes.
You scared me there.
And you see the nameless king standing in front of you. There's no longer a hole in his chest. And he has his hand extended as if holding the plague carrier. He quirks his head down at you. And then he smiles at you. And it's not warm, but it's knowing. Fascinating. It's nice to see you all again. And Jason just looks thunderstruck. He falls to his knees, but he's got a stupid grin on his face. I did not expect to meet you lot here at the threshold rather than beyond.
I'm a bit surprised myself.
I'm protecting her. He looks down at Rose and up at the now ravenous inhuman creature writhing in the air before him. Unexpected.
Thank you.
Whatever you're going on, he doesn't want this. He just wants it to stop. But everything in him is telling him to spread, to consume, to get on you and everything out there.
To spread, to consume. I can't allow that.
I know. We don't want to either, but there has to be a way that doesn't mean everything for billions has to go wrong.
He's strong. He fights against my power. I don't know that I can hold him for long unless I cease holding back.
Can you shut the portal and leave him on our side so he can't get to you?
You're on this side of the portal, Mr. Connor. This is not a hospitable place for your kind.
Drop us all back. Drop us and him wherever you need. We'll figure it out with him. You're the thing that's driving his hunger insane.
We thought that if Jason went through the rift, it might close. Is that still a possibility?
Well, if he went through it of his own accord, but I brought him here. I brought you all here.
What do you want?
Many things. But right now, protecting you, Rose, is among them, and I find that confusing.
Part of you was a part of Thomas. They share a love.
Is that love? If I would rather die than see her come to harm, is that love?
That's one expression of it.
Fascinating. I knew I made the right decision. I knew I made the right decision when I came here. Fascinating. Jason stands, a wild look in his eye. I need to know. You need to tell me what else there is. The king looks at him, sort of curious. Is this the ant that bites?
Yes.
And what all have you done, little ant that bites? What I had to do to learn what there is, to learn where the ceiling is, and shatter it for all of us. And he just scoffs. Looks at you, Mike. What did he do? Beyond take a bite out of me, what did he do?
He created this plague carrier to destroy you and everything outside of our universe.
You are a Christian, Mr. Connor?
I am.
You believe in justice, do you not?
I do.
Would you consider it justice if I gave the wizard exactly what he was looking for?
Probably. Don't know exactly what that means, but I can't really imagine many fates that wouldn't be justice when it comes to him.
I have memory of you, Mr. Connor. You gave your word multiple times to my avatars, to my shards, and you kept them. Would you like to see justice done?
I think I would, but I'm a
Proof of
little
your conviction, mortal, yes or no?
yes.
Mr. Grayson, I grant you knowledge. Jason freezes. Oh,
I take a step away from Jason in case his head's going to explode.
Yeah, yes, I see so much. I see the way. And he turns, looks at the king. Can I go? Nothing stops you, wizard. Jason takes a step, then another, and then he's running, and then his feet leave the ground, leave the fog, and then he spirals off like a celestial body into the night, into the cosmos, and you see and hear of him no more. Enjoy knowledge, Mr. Grayson. You'll find it's not all it's cracked up to be.
I spent about the last year promising I would kill that bastard. I suppose it's still not impossible.
You did. At least the wizard that existed before now. That leaves me at an impasse about what to do with you and your world.
If could use a bit of brick and mortar, but I'd be perfectly happy to put the work in to fix it up.
If I leave, it will be destroyed. If I stay, it will be destroyed. Quite the quandary. But first, this plague.
He's a victim more than anything.
He's not real. This is a piece of me infected with some mortal's mad experimental disease. What mercy should I have for this?
As much as you'd have for yourself, I'd suppose.
Excuse me.
If you're asking opinion. He feels pain and upset and indignation, same as you did. And everything else is just what somebody else inflicted on him.
You said you wouldn't abandon even a piece of yourself. It's a piece.
I'm not saying you should take him in with all of that. But he's you.
Are you the dragon? Or were you the dragon?
That's a bit of a complicated question, but more or less.
How would you feel if you met one of your extant kind and saw him fallen so low?
Well, I think you got it a bit backwards. Okay. I'm the low one. And I just hope that someone would have at least a touch of respect for what I've become.
Your kind was noble. I had thought you the exception, apparently, but I think that might have been misguided. It is a different nobility from the mortals, more savage and pure kind. But I think I see truth in your words, dragon. Be at peace, disease, and slumber until someone calls upon you again. And the plague carrier stops fighting. He sags, he sinks, he falls into the fog, where you see him no more.
And you? What are you going to do?
That depends on her. He looks at Edith.
Shite, Edith! Edith!
Very confused.
I don't mean to make it worse, ma'am, but you're in a tricky position.
Cool. And that is different from yesterday. How?
Look down. You look down, Edith, and you see yourself. Your body, anyway. This is the land of dreams, and to come here, you extinguished your own life. But you are here and free to act, which means by the rules of my realm established when I first met you on that island, you can negotiate with me. Welcome home, Edith.
Well, there you go. Get your bloody self back in there. I mean, God.
So I'm
It's over,
stuck
Mr.
here with
Flynn.
you?
Let's talk.
I don't act. Leave them alone. Get out of the world.
You're making demands of me.
You said I could negotiate.
A negotiation is not a demand, it's a trade.
I don't think we have anything that you want, which is unfortunate for us.
It's not true.
What do you want?
I want him.
Who?
He touches his chest. He yearns for her, and he angles his head towards Rose softly. And if she asks, I would feel most mightily compelled to return him. But I don't want to.
You are a god here, so why don't you want to? Are you going to feel pulled to her, stuck to the human realm for the rest of your existence if you don't?
I've been stuck to the human realm for nearly the entirety of my existence, Edith. Why do you think I took your sister?
I have wondered that often.
Would you care to know?
Sure.
Look around. Look at what you've experienced. Look at how thin the barrier between your world and others is. Look at the horrors that leak past it. The horrors that you've confronted on a near daily basis for a year. I can stand astride this realm as a conquering god. I can divvy out my blessings to the worthy. I can feast upon their dreams, but that's not the way. And so I take the best of your kind, the children with the biggest hearts and the broadest minds. I turn them into warriors. I give them power. I give them the ability to see the things that you have seen. So when days like today come to your miserable little plane, your people can fight back.
You can't do that to children.
It's meaningless, Edith. Children, adults.
It's not meaningless. They haven't gotten to fully finish. They haven't gotten to fully be. They're not even actually done. You stop them where they are and you freeze them there.
Yes, I do. To create soldiers. I find it ironic that you rage against the natural order of your universe, and yet you took a soldier from me and made one out of yourself.
I had a choice in that matter.
So did Tess. She followed me, Edith. She followed me and followed me and followed me.
She was 6.
The moment she wanted to return, she returned. Stronger, better. And even now, she helps your kind, furthers your aspirations, defends your fragile mortality. That is my gift to your realm. She is my gift to your realm. I did not remember that until now. Turns out plenty was missing.
What do you want for Thomas?
Excuse me?
You said you could leave him.
It might be a way to leave your world intact, I suppose.
What do you want for him?
Not how negotiation works. Edith, you make an offer.
We offer you the opportunity to have a part of you live as a human for decades, learning things. You've already learned a little bit about love. Imagine a part of you lives as Thomas just for a few decades. We're all mortals. We'll all die pretty soon. And you can reabsorb Thomas, having lived as a human, all kinds of experiences that you couldn't get otherwise.
An attractive offer, Mr. Connor. I worry what happens if he changes even further than he has. He's altering me at my very core.
Would that be so bad? You said yourself you're linked to this place, and yet, by your own admission, you don't really understand it. Haven't you ever wanted to?
I understand plenty through your dreams. But your dreams...
That's a facet. They fade.
And you don't? You don't fade after but a handful of decades? What is
I've lived a lot longer than that, and I can still say that living as a person has done plenty to change my perspective.
Your perspective. Mike, roll charm. No substitutes, just straight charm.
Come on, man.
Okay, so that's a 6 with my modifier. That's a 5.
Moving on to Rory. You say perspective. You say you've been here for how long?
Hard to keep count, but I think about 500 years.
How much of it's shut in that coin?
Most of it. About 50 or so.
And is this what you want, Dragon? You want the boy back. You don't want any of the other boons I can provide? The locations of your people? Answers to your history? Ways to free yourself from bondage?
If you'd be willing to toss it in, I'd be happy to take it. But, see, I'm roommates with the girl, and, I wouldn't look forward to dealing with, the tears and whatnot. They might keep me up at night, so, I'll take the boy if it's that or nothing.
Roll charm.
Okay. It's not my best thing. Let me make sure. I think I -1, but that's still not bad.
Okay.
Charm. Yeah, charm, -1. Okay, still a 10.
Okay. He turns to Edith. And you're bargaining for the boy, not for your sister, not for her health, not for me to take back what I've done to her, what has happened to you.
Is she going to stay?
Do you want to throw that into the pot, Edith? Do you want to negotiate for your life?
I don't want any of them to owe you anything. So,
If
what
you
if-
recall, Edith, plenty of them already do.
I don't want any of them to owe you anything more. And I'm pretty sure most of us actually fulfilled what we were selling you we were going to do. Because
Most,
you
but
now
not
have.
all.
Who's missing? What deals did you not get back? You have your pieces.
Did you return them to me, Edith? Did you choose to betray your friends at every turn to bring this shard back to me?
You didn't ask me to choose to
Refresh your
betray-
memory, Edith.
You
I
asked me to
told
bring
you
it
to
back.
take it. I told you to take every step at every juncture to return my peace back to me with
have
no delay, with no exception, with no indication to the final outcome. And now you are dead and you are in my power and you are at my mercy and you want to quibble. You want to rules lawyer?
No. I want to give you a fair trade. I'll just stay.
Edith,
And I
No,
just hand the coin to Rose.
bullshit.
What?
I
Stop.
call bullshit.
I'll just stay.
You'll
That's
stay.
not a choice.
You'll replace your sister in my service. You'll be molded into a warrior. You'll be exposed to all the horrors of the forces beyond. Made magical, made less than human, made into a force of my will.
Edith.
Will you leave,
You
Thomas?
can't.
Is that the trade you're proposing, Edith?
Yes.
I've known good soldiers. I don't think she'd make a good soldier.
Thanks, Mike.
A good brawler, but not a good soldier.
Rose,
What?
would you take the trade?
No.
Edith, boy?
No.
Why not?
No.
Yeah, but I'm the one who said you could bargain with.
This is my realm, Edith. These are my rules. Rose,
That was the rule you said. That was what you said.
Rose, would you take the trade?
No. I
Tell
said
me
no.
why.
I love Thomas, but he He was at peace with what happened. I am not going to trade Edith for him. That's insane. Okay, that's not happening. And so if I have to live every day forever not seeing Thomas ever again, that's what'll happen because I will not trade Edith.
Rose, I think
No.
I'm dead. I think I'm dead.
Then we're figuring out how to undo that. And if that's
Rose,
the
you
new
know how
deal,
every
then we'll
story
figure it
where you
out.
bring someone back to life works? Like a person?
Of course. Of course she knows how it works. It's all fairy tales with you, isn't it, Rose? All romance, all happy endings.
I don't know what point you're trying to make. I'm not going to trade Edith. So, new deal. Figure out a new deal then.
What do you get out of just torturing us like this? What do you want us to do?
Well, it's
Tear off
obvious.
one of our limbs and give it to you so we can go back to our world?
Well, it's obvious what I'm getting at here, Mike. I cannot simply revive Miss Edith and return the boy. That wouldn't be fair.
All right, how do we get both of them and make it fair? What do you
Well-
need for that?
Well, it would not be fair, Rari. It would not be fair.
Why?
We have been
None of you
working
ever
to
talked about fair.
we prevented the plague carrier from getting in and destroying not just you but the entire multiverse.
You did. You did. And at every juncture, you fought to keep your word, except when it meant betraying one another. It's ordinarily something I would punish you for with oblivion, but something inside me feels that that would be wrong.
That's because it was you we were fighting for, not all of you, mind. Just the good bits.
It wouldn't be fair, Mr. Flynn, because I can't just put you two to right. Not when your world has suffered this outrageous and horrific saga. There's more fixing to be done.
And guys, who are you going to need to fix it? You can't do it, but Thomas can.
Edith,
Yes.
do you love your friends?
Yes.
Do you love your sister?
Yes.
Would you give up everything for them with this little hesitation?
Yes.
How dare you say this world doesn't need you too?
I didn't, but I'm already dead. So, we're trying to make the best of it.
And how many times have you tried to put yourself in harm's way to achieve this exact outcome? How little did you care? Thomas
Will got us here.
remembers.
So what are you calling? Are you calling my strategy bad or?
Thomas remembers. And I want to hear it from you, Edith. I want to hear fight.
I'm sorry. Offering to be like the token trade is not enough? What
No.
more would you like from me?
It is enough. What I would like for you is to hear you forgive yourself and return to the world to experience some happiness.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
You're just going to give that?
I love Rose, and I love all of you. You've given enough. You've sacrificed enough. You've suffered enough. So I'm going to put this to right. But the only way I can avoid tearing a hole in your world upon my exit is to leave a piece of me behind to anchor it. I think I know which piece the lot of you would prefer, but just to confirm,
Tom. Bloody good Tom.
Regular
Nice
Tom,
Tom.
I think. Regular
Regular Tom.
Not bloody Tom, regular Tom.
Well, it's a swear, god damn it.
There was a bloody Tom, though.
No, regular Tom. Thank you.
Rose.
Yeah.
He will be infinite. Do you understand me? He must always remain. He will scarcely age. The only change wrought in him will be that which your world and your people create in him. He will be here long after you're gone. But this is what he wants. Do you want it too?
Very much.
Well, first things first. He points at Edith and points down. And Edith, you wake up on the ground, or at least what seems like the closest thing to it.
Like the normal ground, like
Oh, you're still here, but you're in your body.
oh, I'm here in the forest.
Such as it is.
Why are you doing this, and what do we owe you?
I'm getting to that. First, all deals must be equitable. I've been thinking about this for several minutes. I grant one of you life. Well, then I have to grant all of you life. But then I can't leave one of you out. So I'll just do this. You all feel kind of a warm tingle, goosebumps. Mr. Connor,
Yes.
harm yourself, if you will. Lightly. No need to do grievous damage, just enough to draw blood.
Cut the back of my hand.
You bleed. Scarlet red. You live again. All of you. As you were.
So, like, the big one back there. You know what? This is some real metaphysical wankery. I'll just accept the nice thing.
Yeah, I'll sort out all the ways this breaks reality beyond your perception.
But
Sounds like
for all
fun
intents
work.
and purposes, I'm genuine.
You're a dragon again, Mr. Flynn. I've made you as whole as I can. Although what is missing inside of you, I cannot replace.
Oh, well, there's a little man in a hat whom I will see about that eventually.
You know, I trust that your journey will eventually take you there, but I have a suggestion for a pit stop first.
Go on.
Head south. Somewhere near the border of this country to Mexico sleeps your brother. I suspect you and him would have an interesting conversation.
Why are you just giving this to us?
I'm getting there, Edith. For my next action, I can put your world to right. In fact, I have to. I have to make any of this stick. I have to repair the damage. I have to reset the temporal folds. I have to restore things as they were before all of this happened. Put your world to the way it was. Otherwise, it'll just break again.
Good. All right. That's a bonus right there. That is. Well, we gratefully accept.
This is.
Let the man talk, Edith, please.
You don't know what he's going to ask.
No, I don't, but we're doing good so far.
Is there any other boon you would seek of me before I name my terms? I've restored the boy, I've restored the planet, and I've restored your lives. I've made you human again, and one of you a dragon. What are we adding into the pot?
That's it.
Funny.
We don't want anything else from you.
As much as I have a lot of questions I would like answers to, I'm not necessarily interested in increasing our debt any farther.
The balance will remain the same. What I'm about to ask of you, I had determined to ask of you when you arrived here.
Oh, okay. Well, In that case, do you, I don't know why everyone's brain was mush when we got back into town by chance? I don't know how closely you were monitoring the situation, but not only were there lots of fetches of us, or, the pre-dead us, but also they'd the memories of people around us seem to have been altered, such as I was a high school teacher. I don't know. Just curious about that one.
Piece of me lashing out desperately against his ever weakening form and his now finite lifespan. He detected that he had gone from the most powerful of the pieces of me into this realm into the weakest, and sought some way to change that status quo. He manipulated every member of this town, called upon all the facsimiles of you lot that had been brought into existence, and tried to dream himself to greater power. It didn't work.
Okay, all right. That one's good. I'm glad for that clarity. Do you have any ciphers for the books that I've gotten? From the now space mage.
Well, what's interesting about that is the faster you absorb this knowledge, the more damage it'll do to your mind. But I'll tell you what, I can put a fuse on it. Sure, as your perspective on this universe evolves, more will make sense over time. Is that fair?
Is quite fair to me.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't be this generous, but a magical dragon is, well, it's an opportunity for your realm that has not come by in an eon, and I choose to take it.
Last one. Could you maybe make it so that, like, there's a certain barista when you're putting the town back together.
Rory.
Oh, Lord.
We're ordering off the menu without the prices. Let's just.
Is this,
He said the same price.
is this mortal love, Rory?
I don't know. That's moving quickly, but she's nice.
Fascinating. What would you like me to put to right?
Well, I don't know. Her family's quite rowdy. If you're stitching reality back together or something, maybe you could get their business above board. Maybe.
I can't override mortal free will, Rory. But I
Okay,
think
fair.
there's something I can do. I'll leave it for you to discover what, but I'll work on it. I promise.
I think that's all I got. Thank you.
Edith, I have something for you as well. Gratis.
I don't think I want anything from you.
It's knowledge, nothing more.
Okay.
Your sister is finding herself. She's healing, she's growing, and she's helping. And when she's ready, she'll come home. And you will have plenty to talk about.
Good.
What happened to you, Edith, no one would confuse it for justice. But justice is what you've given the world and your friend. So live a little, huh?
I will do what I will do. Thank you, sir.
Good enough. Mr. Connor.
Yes.
Now is where we begin to balance the sheet. You've been exposed to quite a lot of bad, and you've chosen to fight. You've chosen to fix. You've chosen to clean. Are you still so motivated?
I am.
Will you continue to fix, to purify, to assist, this fallen world, not just to pursue death, but to pursue justice wherever you find it?
As long as I'm physically capable.
That is exactly the right answer. Your leg suddenly feels better.
Pull up my pant leg. Do I see skin?
It's pristine.
Thank you.
You're a warrior, Mr. Connor. I would ask that you continue.
I shall.
It'll still itch when the fallen kind are near. That wound, unfortunately, goes a little deeper than I can reach into without unbalancing the scale further, but something tells me you'll find that useful.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Mr. Flynn,
Boy,
wake them up. All of them. Find them where they sleep and wake them up.
to even think they're out there.
I know they are.
I got a chance while I'm in her possession of someone who'd actually give me the chance to try. I won't waste it. I'll be going after him.
The world needs its protectors, Rari, and that's what the dragons are. The dragons are wardens of this broken, fragile thing, immortal yet mortal, magical and yet not. The great beasts of creation sat astride it like protective colossi. And I'm afraid with what is happening, they will be required more than ever very soon.
All right, I will find me mum. Thank you.
Rose, what I have to ask you, I'm loath to do so, but it's important. My power must remain concentrated in the boy for him to serve as an effective anchor for my presence into your realm. He must. He cannot further dilute than he already has with you. If there are to be children from your love, they will belong to me, and I cannot avoid it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You just skipped a real long time in the future. What I get for you, that's like a second. So that makes sense.
I foresee the possibility. It's the only way I can imagine further shavings chipped from myself. I can't allow further dilution. It would be bad for reality. I apologize.
Okay, just to clarify, when you say they belong to you,
Oh, they belong to me. They will not act like ordinary human children if they were to occur, Rose. They will be of my kind.
So they just would they come home then, like to you?
That, I would imagine, would be their instinct, but I'm not confident enough to predict, and thus I establish a word of caution.
All right.
But they'd still come to visit for Christmas and stuff, right?
I don't think we want tiny godlings coming to visit for Christmas.
Right, I think I am giving Tom so many rubbers for Christmas. That is my plan.
oh my god, okay, that's really not necessary. It's fine.
All right.
Okay, that's really good information to know.
Your mission, the lot of you, involves preserving the integrity of this reality. It's as weak as it's ever been, and these shenanigans did not make it any stronger. The barrier between your realm, envision it like a sheet of paper, and it gets thinner and more flimsy by the moment. More will come through. More. I am endeavoring to utilize your language to describe
No, we get it. Legions. Legions upon legions. It's a lot.
wavelengths of eldritch intent. Regard your universe like a pearl. It is a prize. Something to be conquered, something to be taken, something to be subsumed.
Can we
And
just
they
take
will
it to
come.
the docks and be like, look, no, just go back to your magic forest.
I have a question. I don't know if you know the answer.
Shoot.
We work with the police and other agencies with varying degrees of knowledge of
Yes, the detective.
reality. Well, and my organization has a even more understanding.
Yes,
How
the
much
Holy See.
this rift between universes is that now common knowledge, or with the freeze in time, are many people not aware of it?
It won't
know?
be. You'll remember. I can't imagine anybody else will. I don't necessarily know how my temporal stitch will affect memories, but I would have to assume it will be to a point in memory before all this happening. It seems cleaner and easier that way. It also allows me to restore the lives lost to this foolhardy measure.
Wonder if that'll work on crazy Professor Lady.
No, she's batshit insane and will remain thus.
How long has she been? No, we'll find out. Whatever.
We're going to go home. She's going to be like 75.
Oh, no, none of that. I'll put everything to right. Everything will be as you remember it. Everything will be as it should be. I have the power in this moment to give reality a second chance. I am just advising you that somebody will come for it again. Some buddies, some things. And every time this happens, it gets easier.
Yeah.
The horizon grows thinner, it never grows thicker. And I understand aspects of my nature now that I did not before.
Okay.
I am your dreams, your hopes, your fears, your nightmares. I am the collective unconsciousness of your species, of your people, through thousands of years made manifest. I am not the God. I am your God. A creature born of your hopes, your dreams, your fears, and your securities. That makes your realm my realm. That was Thomas's final revelation, and I would see it protected. I don't want to die. Does that make sense?
Aye. Oh, yeah. That's understandable.
So, you saved the world once. The deal, with the specifics I have elucidated, is that should it need saving again, and the call goes out, you answer.
Sure.
Okay.
Sign me up.
That's what I've been doing.
That I know. And now, for the final piece of my bargain. And he grabs himself in the chest, looks uncomfortable, takes a deep breath, and he rips out a piece of himself that crystallizes into, again, a shard of broken, inky glass. Hands it to Rose. Put it back in the boy.
Okay.
He's there. All of him, as I can remember him.
You're not like murderously upset with us because he's gone?
I have memory.
Just checking.
I have memory.
Because we just made a deal to protect the world. And if you are murderously upset with us about it and you want to come back and do something about it in the real world, we are now bound by your only words to try to kick your ass.
I would welcome a rematch. You lot might be the only group worthy.
Can we go home now?
You're already home. Just wake up.
I pinch my arm.
I try to wake up.
Need a little help. Understand. Goodbye. Michael, Rory, Edith, and Rose. I would say it's been a pleasure, but it hasn't.
No, it has not. This has been very stressful. Please stay over here.
Best of luck. I'll see you in your dreams.
Please don't.
And it all falls away, and you guys feel like hands on you, like poking you, shaking you. Oh my God, are you guys okay? You're being shaken by a bunch of people. There's like a crowd congregating around. You guys just passed out. What's going on? Are you all right? Is your blood sugar low? Can we get you some water?
Who are you?
My name is Bob. Hi. Hey, I think they might be okay. Maybe like hold off on calling 911 for just a second.
Yeah, don't call
Oh,
911.
we're
fine.
we're all right.
Rose is going to start looking for Tom right away.
You
Well,
hear
don't-
you hear a voice from the crowd. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the drama. It's just a little hot today. It's okay. I'll take care of them. And then the crowd parts, and a boyish figure comes out in a black t-shirt with headphones around his neck, blue jeans, scraggly hair, a huge smile on his face. And he just extends his arms,
Oh, she runs up and hugs him as tight as she can.
and he squeezes right back and whispers in your ear, God, I missed you.
Missed you too.
I knew you could do it.
Guess we'll give him a minute
That was
or
like a
two.
lot of
right?
credit. Everybody helped a lot.
And she just kind of quickly will offer him the crystal.
It goes into him, like plunges into him like a magnetic force is pulling it, and his eyes widen and he staggers for a bit.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't be. Oh, that felt good. Interesting, but good. Oh, wow. Wow, I'm me again. It's all back. What happened?
Oh, like a lot, but I think we should all go home and get coffee or something to talk about it.
I would love some coffee, but if we're getting coffee and we're spreading the economic benefit of our consumption somewhere, I can think of a certain shop that might want our patronage a little bit more than.
Yeah,
Oh.
Rory literally put the world on the line for her, so I think we're gonna go over there.
Yeah.
Was it like that much? Also,
But you were
right, Tom.
arguing
That
hard for her. You like her.
How are you, Dragon?
I'm doing okay, Tom. How are you? I'm glad you're not dead.
I'm glad I'm not dead too. That was weird.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that was weird.
I just
I,
punched you
I'm-
in the shoulder like really hard.
Nice to see you too.
That's for almost blowing up the world.
I didn't mean to in my defense, but that's probably fair.
Well, Fortunately for you, I can't hit very hard. So,
Technically, it was your fetch, your copy that
Mike, I don't want to hear it.
killed him
I'm-
and started the hole in the universe.
Anyway,
I have bargained with myself not to think through the consequences of the fact that I am really the me that originally died to make the me that fought the me that got to.
Are we sure?
I'm not thinking about it.
The more you think about it, the more it breaks your brain. I think the point is, you won, and everything looks pretty good to me.
I want coffee now.
Let's go.
Coffee sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Do we have a van?
Later on, we need something,
Do we
something
have
stronger than
a
coffee.
van back? Did the van get restored?
you know what's funny is
It's got gold rims now.
I didn't think so, but when I woke up, and I woke up like a little while ago, I found these, and he reaches into his pocket and shows keys. Yeah, it's to that, and he points his thumb behind where there is a large jet black pristine H3 with all the bells and whistles, heavily
Nice.
modified, souped up, enhanced suspension, oversized wheels.
That looks ridiculous.
I am calling shotgun.
I start going through like any sort of equipment storage and back.
Yeah, there's several like black totes and armor lockers. It's a more compressed fit than you're used to with the old plumbing creeper sort of setup, but it still works all the same, and all of your equipment is intact. It's just stowed very professionally.
And I open one drawer, pull out a prosthetic leg, toss it in the trash,
Oh,
close the
yeah.
drawer back. Won't need that anymore.
That is
You
so
had a
baller.
prosthetic leg this whole time, Mike?
Yeah.
I feel like there is a lot we still don't know about you, despite saving the entire world with you.
It's
that's
not
cool.
something you. Hi, my name's Michael. I'm a cripple.
What? You clearly are not a cripple, but you had a
I
fake leg.
Couldn't walk with a fake leg. How's that not a
Dude.
cripple?
You are the most badass dude with 3 limbs that ever existed. And now he's got 4 limbs again. If there is like a proportional badass equivalent, he's like a novel hero. They
Did
can
the
make
man
comic
I
books about this guy.
Did the you I squished as an Arca whale also? I didn't notice a fake. Maybe? I don't. No, still, I'm moving on. I am taking shotgun and
That's why I
we're
looked
getting
under the
coffee.
Orca whale.
Did anyone else think it's really, really cool that he gave us a really awesome car? Because I do.
I think it's very
Nice.
nice. I think that is very nice.
He wanted you to look cool driving around. He's you know?
Okay, let's not gush over the thing that almost killed the universe.
Speaking of, and Rose will go hug Edith super tight.
That's
Like,
a lot.
I
That's
love
a lot.
you. And I can't believe you tried to die for us. And that's not allowed. And you can't do it again.
Well, I already died. I already
Yeah.
did, and I involuntarily
You know
died.
what I mean?
If I were physically capable while you are still alive, and thank goodness you are, I would have slapped you for that nonsense.
Yes, you can't.
And
So I planned that well.
Edith,
What?
for what it's worth, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
What, me dying? Literally trying to walk away from my friend.
No. What came after? You're brave. And I think that's cool as all.
Thank you.
remember, we'd much rather you stick around, please.
I
think.
know. I'm not suicidal. I was just already dead, and I figured it could go to a good purpose. Oh my god.
And it was important. The connection you made when your spirit left you made the bridge weak enough for me to come over. You're the reason it worked.
You're welcome. Don't hurt Rose again.
I Didn't mean to. In my defense, a vengeful copy of you stabbed me in the heart with rebar.
So coffee, I think Rory called shotgun.
Let's go
I
get some
called
coffee
shotgun.
so Rory can talk to his girlfriend. After that,
Fine.
there should be a couple of bottles in back. I'll find them. And
There are no labels here.
You guys drive the quick jaunt across town to the coffee shop, which takes like a double take. It looks so much less commercial and so much more humble. Like it is naturally decorated, and there are potted plants and herbs all outside, various wreaths and ivy festooning the walls and the doorway, and all kinds of outdoor eating. And it is packed. It's popular.
Yeah.
Where did he change their business to?
Do you go inside?
Cute. He
And
changed it to
good
cute.
coffee. That would be a difference for them.
I like the pink thing.
The
If
pink
you
one's good.
The pink one is not coffee.
It's at the coffee place. They serve
That's why
coffee.
it's
right?
good.
They're awesome. Do you go in?
Yes.
Yes, I go in.
Natasha sees you almost immediately, Rory, and comes over and gives you a big hug.
I do the same.
Oh man, it's so weird. I'm so glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too. Weird, yeah, because of yeah.
Is your name still Nat, and do you still work for the mob?
What?
Hi Edith. Are you're grumpy? I'm sorry. It's one of your days, huh?
she hasn't had her coffee yet.
Understand. We'll get right to work on that. Ivan. Yeah, the huge for thank you. No, the mob. What the International Roasters Association? Are we calling those the mob now?
Sure.
I'm just like looking out from behind Nat now, looking at Edith like.
Rory, if you look around, you see like info pamphlets by the cashier where very prominently it says, "We are proud to be the most preeminent local trafficker of whole use fair trade beans, where we deal in high-end coffee-based substances and sell coffee and coffee accessories to all customers who subscribe to our methodology and our philosophy on life, which is that the day begins, a good day, every good day begins with high quality coffee made with humane practices and equitable trade policies."
My God.
I see.
I'm gonna lean over to Rory. I'm gonna be like, that's a lot of words for a company that's doing everything right. I'm sorry. I just have to.
I didn't say she had to do everything right. I was just hoping she wouldn't go to prison.
Prison?
Nothing. Not that. I'm.
You know, this is so bizarre because, like, I'm not gonna lie. I've been waiting to see if you guys would come in for like 15 minutes.
Ooh.
Why?
Because he's waiting for you in the back. That guy, he said he was waiting for you to come in, that you'd be by soon.
Ooh.
That guy. She points in the back, and there's a guy sitting at a corner table just reading a newspaper. He said that when you guys got here, that he asked if I'd send you over, and then I asked like if you guys were meeting up or something, because I like meeting your friends, and he's like, no, they don't know yet, but they'll be here soon. So this is pretty bizarre. I'd be worried if I were you guys about maybe having a digital soccer or something.
I just wanted like 2 minutes and a coffee.
No, I got coffee making. Ivan's making them.
Edith has walked
I
over to
just
the guy
started-
and has like taken his newspaper and is like, "Who are you?"
Rude.
Yes,
And
I mean,
you recognize the voice immediately, and a stranger looks at you and looks at the paper and just lowers his hands and signals for the rest of you. And out of this complete stranger, Jason Grayson's voice said, "We need to talk."
no.
And that is where we will end.
No.
Today's question.
Oh, this son of a bitch.
Cool. So, thank you to our friends who entered our giveaway.
Yeah.
Elle, would you like to announce?
Yes. I have very exciting news. We have 2 winners tonight. The
Woo!
first one is Lord of the Rings fan 6989. Very exciting.
True
Thank you for
hero.
joining us.
All Lord of the Rings fan does is win.
I
All
mean,
Lord of the Rings
what-
fan
All they do, no matter
what
what.
shows up for us.
If they had money on their mind, it would never be enough.
And the other winner is Fun Crusher 13. So it's very exciting. Thank you guys for joining
Well, you
us.
didn't crush all the fun crusher. Fun coming your way.
You did your best. You know.
All right.
But super exciting. Shoot me a message and we will chat about everything and get you guys your super cool stickers.
Right on, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
And we
god.
have,
Also,
we have our-
thank you, Dead Lemons.
yes.
Yeah.
We have
Bringing it
our
back.
epilogue this week and our special Christmas episode the week afterward. And then we are going on I'm imagining like a 6-week or so hiatus while we plan season 2, which we're very excited about, just like we did at the beginning of this year. But other than the epilogue and other than the Christmas episode, this has been the Horror Beyond Sight season 1 of the Weldport Weirdos. And thank you guys for playing my story to pretty much its conclusion. I am so grateful. It's the first time it's ever happened for me.
It is so hard to finish long-running games. It is so hard. This is an accomplishment.
I got the payoff, man. I got to see it.
I love that.
I'm like, oh, come on.
I couldn't wish to do it with a better group.
Oh.
Playing through with everybody here.
We've got some really cool plans, by the way, for season 2 and some interesting ideas.
I've already been brewing up
Yeah.
my guest plans.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, crew, season 2 is going to be a lot more of a communal storytelling effort. So if you've liked the amazing work all these folks have done when they've come in and injected their creativity into plots and episodes and arcs, as I have, sort of constructed my cosmic horror mystery to intro this crew to the world of the weird and make paranormal investigators out of a lot of them, then you should be really excited for what's coming, because we're only going to get more of what makes us all awesome and more fun stories. So keep tuning in, folks. We are so grateful for you.
Sounds good.
We love you, internet humans.
We will see you next week, internet humans.
Including our surprisingly large tail on YouTube. We love you guys too.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.